this is Persephone, and today we're going to make a very dark Dystopian Chronicles video. I'm really turned off with YouTube. YouTube has become like this abusive boyfriend that you send him to hell, he hoovers you back, and then there is no real change. And I'm talking about the algorithm that I have all kinds of people recommended to me that I couldn't care less, and I have all kinds of people coming to my channel and leaving this amazing high IQ comment called, why did I end up on the channel? You know, you could just not watch, you could just not comment, but you have to divert traffic back to your own channel with League of Legends from 2005 that never took off the ground, right? So today I want to talk to you about some things that I came to realize. It's going to be difficult, it's going to be triggering. If you don't like it, if it upsets you, please stop or leave the video altogether. I'm not going to accept complaints anymore. Let's start from the fact that there are many people that they are completely not in reality. And there are many people who are very much in reality, but they actually want you to not be in reality, so they're going to exploit you. What do I mean with that? There are a bunch of people in my latest video, the video where I say I'm child-free, not an antinatalist, that they left extremely insulting comments on purpose to divert traffic to their own failed channels. I know that because I've been a YouTuber for years at this point. And when I see a channel that has 200 subscribers and 130 videos, 140 videos, I know that even if those videos are low quality content, the person put a significant amount of effort to start the channel. And for whatever reason that I'm not going to analyze here, they failed. So they're desperate for traffic, they don't understand how the world works, and they think that if they come to my channel that it's much bigger than theirs, and they leave those early 2000 edgelord comments, my fans and people who are going to watch the video are going to click back and possibly subscribe to them. All of those people got blocked and deleted. And then their friends or the same people from fake accounts said you're weak, you're authoritarian, you're this and that. I like to talk to people about how reality is because no one told me. I had to figure out a lot of stuff by myself through very much pain, very much trial and error. So I treat my channel like a business because I make money out of it. Imagine that, let's say I wanted to get the shout out from a popular YouTuber, and I go to a YouTube party, which is for YouTubers with over 100,000 subscribers. I'm not allowed, I just manage to sneak in somehow. Then I start slapping YouTubers, I start punching them, I start insulting them, and then I say, hey, can you mention this incident to your channel? And when the people say, fuck no, get out of here, you nobody, you abuser, I'm going to say, wow, you're really weak that you don't talk about me slapping you and insulting your parents, and say I'm going to kill you, call you an insect and other stuff. Is this really how you think real life works? I'm going to tell you something. I've no intention whatsoever of ever playing fair, whatever fair means in the minds of demented, collapsed narcissists. My channel is a business. You want a shout out. You want your comments to stay. You want traffic. You have to be nice to me, nice to my subscribers, and add something with your comments. So this is not a video of me complaining about YouTube. This is a video of me wondering, how can someone be an adult, because a lot of those people are broken adults who bitch and whine about how bad their life is and still do not understand that going around insulting strangers isn't the way to get traffic to your channel. Those are the people that I think they're completely disconnected from reality, and you're going to suffer just from having them in your life, just from being next to them, just from being their family member, just from being their partner. You're going to suffer. Then there are the people that they're a bit sneakier than that, who know that this is not going to work out for you, that the advice that they give you is not going to work, yet they still expect you to play your part as a nice little cuck. Example about that. Kim's sister. Kim has a very abusive narcissistic mother. I would use my own abusive narcissistic mother, but I don't have siblings, so we have to use his. There was a time, he told me recently, when he confronted his sister about what his mother was doing, and his sister said, I know that we don't have a good relationship with our mother, but because it makes us look bad, you have to pretend that you do have a good relationship with her, and every time someone asks you, you have to praise her. His sister moved 3,000 miles away from his mother, and she left Kim at home to be her unpaid caretaker, substitute spouse. If you are familiar with emotional caretaking and emotional incest, punching bag, chauffeur, you name it, she left him to be her mother's servant. And she knows, she's in reality, she knows that this is a shit life, she knows that this is not going to work, but hey, someone has to be the psychic here, and she decided it's going to be king. And third, there are people like me that I strive to live in the truth. I'm not saying that I've never been outside the truth, far away or delusional or mistaken. I believe I have, but I don't come to this channel to sell you bullshit. And I'm going to tell you that we're talking about sorting through the trash here. I spent years blamed, accused, and being told that it's my fault that I attract abusive people, that it's my fault that I'm just weak, that I just couldn't overcome my childhood abuse, I just had poor boundaries, and I busted my ass off. I worked so hard with myself and things weren't improving. And at the end of the day, after getting online, it hit me. We are truly sorting through the trash. Most people are just garbage with a heartbeat. You heard it from me. This is not a hate video. This is just keeping it real. I have no ill will towards anyone. Most people trust they were, trust they will be, and you are living in a gigantic dumpster of people who don't want to go anywhere and they need you to also not go anywhere. There are people who can't escape the suffering for whatever reason. They don't want to even try, they rationalize, they have codes that you don't have, and because of that, they need you right there with them. And unless you accept the first step that you are living in the dumpster, you are never exiting the dumpster. Let me tell you that. I had so much. I used to make posts on Reddit, the cancer hole of humanity. I'm going to include this probably on every video. You want to do one good thing for yourself in 2021, quit Reddit and quit Facebook, and you will remember me 1 year later with a lot more success. The people would be immediately ready to label me codependent. They would be immediately ready to say, you're doing something wrong, you have obsessive compulsive repetition, you are the one, this and this and that. And no one told me, there is a chance that you are living geographically in a place that there are a lot of bad people. Or, there is a chance that there are a lot of people that they are not inherently bad, but if they smell that they can do bad shit and get away with it, they will do it. For example, a lot of people would not go out of their way and cheat. And this is not an example that I come up with. This is something I witnessed repeatedly. So there are a lot of men that they could be married, they could be in long-term relationships, and they wouldn't cheat for whatever reason. They are ugly, they don't have a lot of money, the opportunity doesn't present themselves, like they work in a male-dominated field, and so on. And then a best friend or someone is getting married and takes them out to a strip club, and then it's one of those strip clubs where there is a lot of sex under the table going, that you pretend that you get just a lap dance, and you can get oral sex, you can get full-blown sex, and so on. If I had a dime, every time I knew a guy who knew a guy, or in my social circle I knew one of those guys that they didn't cheat, but when they were on that environment where everyone else was cheating, and they could do it and get away with it, 99% of those men did end up cheating. And I know this is going to sound very bad, I'm just saying it is what it is. So in a similar way, I believe that I was dating people, I'm going to use myself as an example in this one. I was dating people that they started as neutral people, they definitely were not very empathic. I would say they were normal with little empathy. And they would sense that I don't have a good relationship with my family, that they don't have my back, mainly because if I have a problem, I will never, ever, ever go to them. When I was younger, now I don't have this problem. And they realized that they can do a lot of shit to me and get away with it. And that was something that happened with my white ex-husband, that he actually told me after years of therapy and years after the divorce, and he said, there were times when I knew that this is not good enough, that what I'm providing, it's not good enough. And I was thinking, well, I know her parents, where can she go? So I wasn't really trying my best. So you're going to say, does that mean that we are hopeless? Quite the opposite. I don't believe we're hopeless. But I do believe that the first step to have any kind of success is to be realistic about how you evaluate your situation. And this means you have to give yourself a break from all the trust that's happening, because there could be a bunch of people around you actively sabotaging you, or just being insane, just being collapsed narcissists, they can't get supply, and they're just on your way. And you have to sort out a lot of garbage to find something that is functioning, not something that is necessarily top quality, just functioning as a relationship, as a friendship, as a workplace, as a business idea. Once I accepted that, I felt that there was a huge weight that lifted off of my shoulders. The hopelessness and the anger that I'm somehow defected. I used to be so mad, and I used to say, do I have some kind of secret sign with neon letters saying victim to abuse here? The second thing that you need to do is you have to abuse back right away. I believe very, very much in retaliation, because most people are going to mistake your tolerance and your kindness for pure weakness. They're not going to think that you are a good person or you are the better person. That is one of the most destructive advice that I have heard from the second category of people, those who know the truth, but they're not going to tell you, or they're going to invalidate you if you say it. For example, the people who teach you all kinds about religious stuff, that they're going to tell you need to forgive, they're going to tell you to honor your parents, and I have nothing against forgiveness or honoring your parents as long as those people are not disordered and they want to work things out with you and there is actual change. If you want to forgive the narcissist, that's completely impossible. The reason number one is that the narcissist never did anything wrong. Narcissists are perfect in their mind. And reason number two, and most important, is that the narcissist does not want to change. So even if you forgive them every day, and even if you go back every day, you're just going to leave abused the next day. And those people know that. Again, to quote Kim's centipede family, his mother said, well, we know that the things that the church says do not really work in the real world, but everyone is going to the church, all of our family and friends are going, so we are going too. And that makes you wonder, how many people who are presenting themselves as great people actually do think like that? The third thing is, if you want to heal, the fastest method possible, that's what I realized, start a business. I had more progress with myself after I started serious online businesses than with any other form of therapy, with any other form of talking about it, trying to solve it, and so on. I just don't have time for people and their emotions anymore. Like, not that I don't care about people, I care selectively about specific people, but I'm not going to do emotional labor for people. I'm not going to, for example, there are so many people now with the pandemic that they're very lonely and they're trying to strike up conversations when I walk my dog, and this bothers me immensely. Like, I don't want to sit down and listen about your humdrum life with your dog, I don't even know you, and you have to leave me alone. So I just leave, and it stuns them. Or I wear headphones and I look at them, and there was a time where there was a woman, I told her, I don't know what to say to you. Like, why are you talking to me? Or I told the man, I'm sorry, I don't know you. Why are you talking to me? And you see, they're shocked. They're shocked because they're used to walking up to strangers and burdening them with their problems. There was a woman that walked up to me and she said about herself, you know, I've been married 3 times. And I looked at her and I said, why are you saying this to me? I don't know you. And she was so shocked because apparently she's used to having those little cocks who are saying to her, oh, you have been married 3 times. Please tell me your life story. I'm sorry, I have a business to run. You need someone to hear your life story, then either you need friends or you need a therapist. I'm not an unpaid therapist. Same with a lot of people who are actually trying to bait me online on various social media. You ask me why I don't have an Instagram. Because the price of having an Instagram, of having all of those spam messages, it's not worth my time. And also because Instagram doesn't support sex workers, it's extremely against sex work. And why should I have a normal Instagram to a platform that actually hates all the sex work and all like that? Like, I don't understand this. If you want to talk to me, the way is OnlyFans. I'm not going to respond to comments, to do emotional labor and answer questions for free anymore. I know it may sound harsh, I know it may sound that, oh, you got a bunch of subscribers and it got all over your head. It's not that. I'm trying to protect myself from burnout, and if you spread your forces thin, if you have time to be everyone's entertainer, everyone's agony aunt, everyone's unpaid therapist, everyone's narrator, everyone's gopher, do you know who is going to left bankrupt at the end of the day? You. Your dreams, your business, you're not going to have any time or energy for that. So I'm sorry if this sounds upsetting in advance, and so I know some people will be upset, but I'm telling you, if your life sucks, it's time to start sorting out through the trash and do a clear up in 2021, because I don't know if it's ever going to get better in terms of the dystopian reality that we live. And you shouldn't waste your time on stupid forums that they are circle jerks with stupid people, that they have been repeating the same nonsense for 20 years, and they have been fighting about the same nonsense for 20 years, with people that you try to help over and over and over, and they just don't want any help. Because I was very mad recently, someone told me you need connections. They said I don't need anything. I was thriving as a lone wolf. I was freaking thriving. And all the bad things that happened to me, literally all of them, are because every time I was trying to work with other people, and they would end up backstabbing me, they wouldn't be serious, they would project their own mental health issues on me, and so on. So unless I know someone for a very long time and I feel that I want to do it, I'm not going to try to build quote-unquote connections because I read on some article about how to be famous on YouTube and that you need connections. You don't need anything. If you have good content, people will come to you, and my channel is proof of that. I don't advertise my channel anywhere, I don't share my videos anywhere, and yet people still Google and people still find me. The people who actually want to find me. Because I made this video about why I'm not an antinatalist, and I got so much hate, and there was someone who said, why should we care? You don't have to care. You bucket with glasses. You don't have to care at all. This is my channel and I'm responding to a slander. You don't like it, move out. But no, he has to sit there and he has to leave his comment to feel that he matters. I'm going to tell you, the average profile of my hater is millennial or even worse, boomer, out of shape, binge watches YouTube, binge watches junk food, porn addict, working dead-end job, or living on welfare and bragging about it and having nothing to do. You will never see me on any kind of channel writing, I don't care about your video. Because I feel that offends me more than it offends the person who created the video, because if I don't care about it, why the hell am I there even watching it? Why the hell am I there even commenting? Is my time garbage? Only people whose time is garbage have time to write, I don't care about you. I'm on the weird side of the internet. Your parents shouldn't have given birth to you, then you would have been antinatalist. Come on, projecting your own infantile, terrible experience to everyone else and doing nothing to change it. I think those people are spiritual garbage by choice. They don't want to evolve, they don't want to get better, they just want to drag everyone else down with them. So, I repeat this rule because before I want